is the 4th of February 2015. Last week, we studied about Hetu Bhaji or root conditions. Regarding about root conditions, so depend on this sixth root as the cause. And Citta, consciousness, Citasika, mental factors, and Rupa, corporealities as effect. So when we study a bit more, this the law of causal relations now, the Buddha is more about the four realities, just only Citta, Citasika, Rupa, and Nibbana. So Citta is consciousness, Citasika, mental factors. Rupa, we can call matter, materialities, corporealities, or Nibbana. So it's the four realities. So I want all of you to understand what is meant Citta, what is meant Citasika. Because we deal with this Citta, Citasika, so we need to know what is meant Citta, how many types of Citta, how many types of consciousness, how many types of mental statement factors, how many kinds of Rupa, we should know in advance. And then you will understand the whole chapter. If you don't understand Citta, Citasika, so you go further, it's difficult for you. So I would like all of you to know, for example here, what we already studied about root condition. For example, it's the Lobha, right? Lobha related to Citta, Citasika. So here, what Citta, what kind of Citta, what kind of Citasika? You don't know it yet, right? So that's why you have to know individual. When's Lobha arises? This what kind of Citta, Citasika? They will be together. So we need to study this unwholesome consciousness trap. Unwholesome consciousness trap. So mostly every day since we get up in the morning until you fall asleep, what type of consciousness Citta arise? Mostly unwholesome consciousness. So we study ourselves. What's meant unwholesome consciousness? This unwholesome consciousness rooted in greed. See that right? Unwholesome consciousness rooted in greed. Rooted in hatred. 2, rooted in delusion. 2. So let's study about that first. So when you see something, you like it. So mostly, for example, you listen to song, listen to music. You feel very happy, right? Very happy. Does happiness, what type of consciousness? Wholesome, unwholesome? Unwholesome. See that? So if unwholesome, they have unwholesome rooted in greed. So we have 8 types of consciousness. Number 1 or number 2 or number 3. Depend. So That's we have to study out, this first, and you know what happened in your mind. This unwholesome consciousness is lobha or dosa or moha. You will know for yourself, and then you can change. Otherwise, the rest of your life you will not change because you think it's good. Just today, after lunch, I give the Dhamma talk. One lady asked me, when we listen to song, listen to music, so when we dance, or we watch the dancing, is wholesome or unwholesome? She asked me. So I was sorry to answer the question, but I know they like it, So exactly unwholesome. So unwholesome. So the Dhamma is like arrow, go straight, So one lady is a dancer. Dancer says, if we perform dancing or fundraising for the temple, it's a wholesome or so good or not. She asked me about that. So, fundraising, according to Buddha's teaching, according to this abhidhamma, this unwholesome consciousness, you cannot say it's good, it's not good. When we perform it, that's the moment we perform it, as unwholesome consciousness, it's not good. It's blameworthy. And it gives the bad results. That's why we call it unwholesome. So every day, so you want to see something, you want to hear something, you want to smell something, you want to eat something, you want to touch something. So just wanting. It's the lobha, right? Greed. Some, you want something, you cannot get it. Even get it, you don't like it. What happened? Dosa, right? Dosa is not with anger. This very subtle of this anger. For example, you feel sorry about that. This anger. You depressed about it, this anger. Worry about this anger. See that? So, sometimes it's lobha, sometimes it's the dosa. Sometimes we don't realize that. It's the wholesome or unwholesome. We don't realize yourself. We don't realize what happened. This more delusion. So mostly in our lives, if we didn't study this realities regarding about consciousness and put into practice just lobha, dosa, moha, unwholesome consciousness, as that's more than wholesome consciousness. For wholesome consciousness, as you see here, alobha, adosa, amoha. Alobha is non-greed, right? Non-greed. Just adosa, non-hatred, loving kindness. Amoha, non-delusion, non-wisdom. If compared with unwholesome consciousness, it's very few in our daily lives. So that's why we need to study. How do you know this wholesome consciousness arises in my mind? This unwholesome or this wholesome, we need to change for our own benefit. Otherwise, you will listen. So they asked me, what do you have to do? So we like to listen to song. So instead of you listen to song, listen to the Dhamma talk. Instead of you singing, mostly someone take a shower, singing, go to the restroom, singing, driving, singing, right? So instead of thinking what we have to do, recite holy scripture chanting. So we need to change it. So we study a bit of a lot of consolation, but we study about our mind in our daily life, what we have to do. So we have to know it first. Otherwise, you will cost a lot of money, don't waste your time, get nothing, right? It's not get nothing, you get something, it's a bad stuff. It's not good stuff. That's why we have to study this unwholesome consciousness first. Right? Altogether, we have 12. So, the first one is it's a briefly. You start in Pali term. So, manasa kada, titi kada, sambayutta asankarika may be difficult for you to remember in Pali term or English term. So I just put in English only. So I will try the best to explain to all of you to understand the meaning. If you understand number 1, the remaining 7 is easy. So don't worry. Even if you have 12, maybe just tonight you understand it all. So if you understand number 1, so we need to, explain about this number 1. Take example. So here, with pleasure, will wrong you, unprompted. This one type of consciousness. What's mean is the with pleasure. So you see, we study just only with pleasure, will wrong you, unprompted. You will not understand it. So we need to take some examples, a lot of examples. So if you know one example, you can think by yourselves, many examples, you will understand about that. So we already studied about this unwholesome action 10, right? So we can use unwholesome action 10 to take example. Or today let's just take one example, easy for all of you. So who used drug, drink alcohol, or no, heroin, and so on. So who drinks, for example, drink alcohol, intoxicant? Why they drink it? Because of what? They want to enjoy it, right? They want it. Do you want to enjoy this taste, right? See, the taste. The taste, if this person drinking alcohol with pleasure, you can look at your face, you can see, very happy, right? Drinking. So, drink alcohol with pleasure. And then, this means with pleasure. Will wrong you. What's meant with wrong you? Drinking alcohol using intoxicants is good or not? Really, no, right? But this person think that, it's good. It's not unwholesome deed. It's not unwholesome deed. Will not produce any better self. So, have this kind of thinking without understanding the action, the karma, and its results. It's called with wrong view. And unprompted. Unprompted, when you see alcohol, and then for this person, spontaneously drink. So this type of consciousness is number 1, right? So drink alcohol with pleasure. and with wrong you, and unprompted, without inducings from others. So spontaneously just trigger right away. So this type of consciousness is the number one. It's unwholesome consciousness rooted in love, greed. Understand that, right? So some others example, for example, gambling. So we already studied this is the first thing. Gambling is the consists into karmism. I'll explain about that. So gambling, why go to gamble? You want your money, right? You want to be rich, short way, right? And then you go to gamble. Gambling, so who go to gamble with pleasure? Pleasure, gambling is maybe even though it's thing that it's not, it's bad, it's unwholesome deed, and then will give rise to the bad self. Without knowing that, this man will wrong you as unprompted because he wanted. Because he go and gamble about it. No one induced him to do that. So, number one, right? Number one, consciousness. Or something else. Some who commits the sexual misconduct. Why? It's lobha, right? Rooted in lobha, greed. This maybe the moment he committed with pleasure. Maybe he think that it's not without knowing this is the bad karma, which give rise to the bad self. This means will wrong you. It's unprompted. No one suggests, no one forced him to do that. Do it by himself. Right away. So and so on, right? So number one, so please remember this do this something with pleasure, with wrong use, unprompted. So think about yourself every day. So when eating, see, you enjoy your eating. At that moment, what type of consciousness? Wholesome, unwholesome? Unwholesome, you see. Unwholesome is lobha, greed, how highlighted, how very delicious, very tasty. Oh, see that? So with pleasure. So with wrong you. What's mean with wrong you? Without knowing that, so if I enjoy the food, this is the unwholesome deed. So if I enjoy the food, eat too much, I will, it will give rise to the bad self. Without knowing that, this will wrong you. So no one, explain about that, talking about that. He himself just, enjoys right way, spontaneously. This is number one. So even you eating, so what do you have to do when we eat? See that, right? So you should know. After you know, you need to change. So I will tell you later how to change to be wholesome consciousness. So what eating is lobha. And how about when dressing? Dress in the morning, take a shower, go to the office, go to work, dressing, look at yourself, happy, right? With pleasure. Number one, with pleasure. Wrong you. I'm not still somewhere else. It's mine. So, see, without knowing these actions, the karma is results. So we wrong you, unprompted. So you take it, address it. That's number one, right? Number one. So listen to music. When you listen to music with pleasure, around you, so everyone that listen to music, you don't know it's the unwholesome. You just think it's the normal. So without knowing this is the bad action, will brings the bad sound. It's the wrong you, unprompted. As soon as you start your car, play right away, listen to music. Listen to song, right? Mostly. Unprompted. See, number one. Or sometimes when you're singing, sing a song. With pleasure, with wrong you, unprompted. It's possible, right? So, every day, if you don't know how to dress, how to eat, how to use your eye, how to use your ears, just unwholesome consciousness. So that's why I keep reminds our devotees, our people. When you eat, how to eat? The Buddha gives us the way, the right way to eat. The Buddha says, who have this nama rupa, mind and body, who have these five aggregates, realize a patience. Everyone's a patient. Don't think that I'm unhealthy, not healthy. You have to take care of this body every day because the body is the patient, right? So many kind of diseases. So since you get up in the morning, you have to run to restroom. You have to go to the bathroom. You have to wash your face, brush your teeth, and change your clothes. And you have to drink something. You have to eat something. And you have to run to your office, right? Go to your work, and so on. So it's not only one day, the rest of your life, right? That's why we are patient. We have to take care of this body every day. As the Buddha says, who have this nama rupa, or the five aggregate, this five khandha, is patient. So think about that, I'm patient. So I'm patient. As you are patient, what you have to do? You have to eat every day. Otherwise you will die. You will die. You are patient, you have to eat. So the patient at hospital, what do you have to do? Take medication many times a day, right? So we take medication how many times a day? Big time, 3 times. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack, small medication, right? So when you take that, thirsty or hungry, we have to eat, we have to drink. It's like patient. So we are patient. So when we eat, think about, I'm patient. I have to take my medication to take care of this body. Think like that. It's wisdom. Moha, non-delusion. See that? Non-delusion. So you can eat more than as usual, but with mindfulness, with wisdom. So don't worry about unwholesome consciousness. So you know how to eat, right? So be mindful. Think about, I'm patient. So because the body needs that, I have to drink, I have to eat. So during eating, drinking, be aware of every the activities get involved. Be mindful about that. So you would gain mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. See that you eat many times a day. You practice this meditation many times a day. You would gain wisdom. So whenever you eat, think about that. So, like I'm patient, I have to take this medication. So you dress today is one color, about tomorrow, change another, a lot of clothes, right? You have to change every day. Why you have to change every day? Like a patient in the hospital, they have to change the bandage, right? This body is our patient. What happened in our body? Sweats come out, smells come out, many kind of impurities come out all the time, right? We have to take care of it every time. And one day we have to change our bandage. This cloth thing that as a bandage. And then you will not attach to your cloth. How many bandages you have? A lot, right? A lot. The clothes says, right? It's many. Stop thinking about, oh, this is my bandage. Because I'm patient, I have to change every day. This wisdom, see that? Become wholesome consciousness. How about your house? Why you have to stay in your room, in your house? I have a big house. Don't get proud of yourself. House is like a hospital. You are patient. Right? You are patient, you have to live. Right? For the safety, room safety place. So house is like a hospital. So when you get in, get out, you live inside, think about, oh, because I'm patient with the house, without just the roof, the wall is covered, I will get sick, I will die. That's why we need the place to stay. The house is my hospital. Think about that. You will not attach to your house. How about your car? You have a car, right? You are patient. You have to take car. Car is your ambulance. Right? So you have to go on time, right? So otherwise, problem. So car is your ambulance. So if you think like that, no attachment regarding about your vehicle. So please remember, so our daily life, so we are patient, so food or drink and so on is the medication, our clothes is the bandage, so our house is hospital, so our vehicle is ambulance. You will not attach to your body, right? So think about that. For the number one, right? So for the number two, with pleasure, will wrong you, prompted. What is the meaning here? Prompted here. For example, you drink alcohol. That's for example, right? With pleasure. Number two, will wrong you. You think, oh, it's not bad karma. It's not unwholesome. You wanna see the bad side of it, and then you drink it. But prompted means you seize alcohol. You think about whether I have to take it or not. Think that many times. Or maybe someone induced you to take it for social life. So you don't want to take it, but someone force you. And then, okay, I take it with pleasure. will wrong you, prompt. See that? This means it's not drink straight away. So induce by yourself and others, and then you drink. Regard about so gambling, the same. With pleasure, will wrong you, prompt. You don't want to do that. Your friends force you, suggest you, do that. You think about, and later on, you make decision, and you do that. This means prompt. Number 2, right? So after you understand number 1, the remaining 7 is easy. How about number 3? With pleasure, without wrong you, unprompted. You see, our conscious, our mind, has in different types, so we should know that. So that's why this Ãrammana is the profound teaching of the Buddha, very useful teaching in our daily lives. So if you study sutra discourses, the Buddha just used a common term. So this lobha, this greed. So you will not know what type of unwholesome consciousness among 8, you will not know that. Now you will know right way exactly what one. So we study ourselves first. After you understand yourself, you will know someone else's mind too. So we study Ãrammana and put into practice. You know yourself, and you know someone else too. You can read someone's mind to some extent. So number 3 is to with pleasure, without wrong you. Without wrong you, what's mean without wrong you? So we have to take example. So let's say someone's drinking alcohol with pleasure. So without wrong you, it's knowing that this is the bad deed, it's the bad action, it's unwholesome action, it's bad karma. It will give rise to the bad selves. You know that. This means without wrong you. Unprompted, but you like it. Spontaneously you drink. So with pleasure, without wrong you, unprompted. So number 4, with pleasure, without wrong you, prompted. What's it? You drink alcohol with pleasure. You know it's not good karma, good action to do that. You know it will give rise to the bad self, so without wrong you. And prompted, someone induce you, force you, again and again, to drink. And then finally you make a decision to drink it. At that moment, your consciousness with pleasure, without wrong you, prompt. See that? How about number 5? With indifference, with wrong you, unprompted. So you drink some alcohol, for example. Neither pleasures nor displeasure, just indifference, this neutral feeling. Because you drink it every day, right? So that becomes the indifferent feeling. So with indifference and with wrong you, because as you drink every day, things it's not bad karma, will not still give rise to the bad selves. So you have this kind of knowledge, this idea, this means with wrong you, unprompted. You just drink every day, spontaneously, without induced by someone else. So number 6, how different? Just unprompted and prompted. You see that, right? So with indifference, with wrong you, prompted. So you do this every day. It's become your second nature. So just your feeling is indifference. Indifference. And with wrong you still think that it's not a bad karma, will not give rise to the bad self. Now we're talking about number 6, right? Number 6, right? So, prompted, someone force you, suggest you, induce you to drink it, and then you take it. How about number 7? With indifference, without wrong you, unprompted. It's a little different, right? So, because you do this every day, you get used to, you don't feel happy too much about that. So, with indifference. So, without wrong you know that it's the bad action, it's not good to drink alcohol, but I attach to it. So, you know it's the bad side of it, but you like it. So you just drink it. And unprompted. No one's forced you. Drink by yourself, spontaneously. So the last one, with indifference, without wrong, prompted. So you drink alcohol. For example, the feelings with indifference. So without wrong you know just you're not supposed to. It's not bad karma. You give rise to the bad selves, but someone force you. Or maybe you think by yourself whether to take it or not, things. Later on you make decision and drink it. So this unwholesome consciousness rooted in greed. Here, 8 types of consciousness. So how different of them? Think about. Their degrees are different. Number 1, the most powerful to give bad self. Because with pleasure, with wrong you, unprompted. See that, right? So the remaining with less and less. So the last one, number 8, very little bad self, because you feel indifferent, right? Indifferent. You know it's not good. So without wrong you, someone force you. And then you have to take a little bit for socialize, for example, right? So this unwholesome consciousness rooted in greed. So think about yourself, whatever you do, whatever you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you touch, think about this moment, what tie up this law arises in my mind, you should know that. So when you dress, when you eat, when you listen to music, or when you watch the sport, when you watch the movie, and so on. So just try to think about yourself. Forget about the lobak. So what type of lobak? Strongest one or The weakest one you will know for yourself. So, the law of karma, the law of action and reaction depend on the cause. Is number one, strongest one, we give ourselves the strongest one. Is number two, we give number two. Accept. So in a Suttanta Pitaka, the discourses, the Buddha explained about just law only. So the Pitaka, as all you see here, in detail, you know in detail. So now we get about the law. So last week we started about just sixth root, right? Loba, dosa, moha. It's a loba. Loba, so is related to citta, consciousness. One citta, so we mean it's the loba, one of eight. See that? One of eight citta. So you know that. What is Chittasika? We study later. What are they? So I want all of you to understand about Hetu Pachya root condition, about the sixth root, and Chitta, Chittasika, and Rupa. So please remember, Rupa is meant this couple realities. Rupa. We will study about that whole chapters. That's why we need to have this, even though we don't know in detail regarding about consciousness, a lot of things to learn. But yes, briefly, you should know what type of consciousness, what is their nature. And I know some consciousness rooted in hatred too. Right? What are they? With displeasure, with ill will, unprompted. The second one, with displeasure, with ill will, and prompted. Only two. Only two. So we need to take some example here. Dosa. So you kill some insect, some animal. Killing. Killing's mind is rooted in hatred, right? Hatred. So dosa. So with displeasure. With displeasure. When you kill someone, no one smile and kill, right? The moment you kill, look at this person's face, no smiling at that moment. Maybe before and after, maybe take a smile. The moment you kill, with displeasure, and with ill will, towards anger, right? Anger, with ill will. And unprompted, spontaneously you kill right away. For example, you see some small ant in your room, kill right away. Why you kill it? With displeasure, with ill will, unprompted. See that, right? So, sometimes you use the harsh speech, it's a bad word. At that moment, it's the dosa, right? This dosa consciousness is with displeasure, with ill will, and prompted. Just spontaneously say right away. The second one is the first one unprompted, right? Second one is prompted. Promptness means someone suggests you to kill. If you don't kill it, they will kill you. They will harm you. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your family. So you need to kill this animal, this insect, small ant and so on. Maybe someone suggests you to do that. And then, according to your suggestion, inducing, and then you will kill them. It's number 2. So the degree is the different. Number 1, it gives the bad stuff, more than number 2. So when unprompted and prompted thing about, regarding about our mind. This unprompted, full of your strength, spontaneously, which is right away, kill right away. Or the second one, prompted, what I have to do about that? I don't want to kill that, but later, so I have to do that. So even if you kill them, the degree is the less. See that, right? So whenever you get angry, think about the number 1 and 2. Is the unprompted or prompted? You will know for yourself. Some, without realizing that, later on, someone explain to you about this, about that, and you get angry, you say something after you listen to someone else, it's been prompted. Even though it's not someone suggests you think for yourself. Think again and again. Finally, okay, I have to do that, I have to say that. This means prompted. It's the meaning, right? So, how do we understand about this, right? Okay, go to the last one. Unwholesome consciousness, rooted in delusions. 2. Number 1, with indifference and with doubt. No unprompted and prompted, see? Because the nature is very weak. You doubt about something, see? And number 2, with indifference, with restlessness. So, your mind is distracted. That's why no unprompted and prompted. Just this with different indifference and with doubt. Doubt about what? Doubt about the Buddha, the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha holy disciple. Doubt about the training. The training is regarding about sila, morality. Regarding about samadhi, concentration. Doubt about wisdom. 1. For example, nowadays we have many kind of the religions. Maybe you think about, you study some other religion, you doubt about the Buddha. The Buddha is the omniscient Buddha, know everything. Maybe you not believe about that, you doubt about that. So, it's not supposed to doubt about that, but you doubt about the Buddha, the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha holy disciple, about the training. For example, the training, please remember, sila, samadhi, panya, training. Sila is morality. The Buddha said, not supposed to kill someone else, not supposed to steal someone belonging, not supposed to get involved with someone's family, not supposed to lie, not supposed to get involved with intoxicant. Sila, like training. Talk about, if I follow this training rule, How about my family? I cannot support my family, so I have to do something like that. So you doubt about the training, about the sila. So another one, samadhi. When you practice meditation, tranquility meditation, you will gain concentration. When you gain concentration, you will gain peace of mind. And you think about just maybe impossible to train our mind to be in the one object. You doubt about it. So instead I sit meditation one day, I go to work, maybe it's better, I get paid, and so on. Doubt about concentration, doubt about wisdom, we practice meditation. So if you gain jhana, absorption, after you die, you will be born in the Brahma world. If you practice vipassana meditation, you will gain vipassana knowledge higher and higher. You can gain the enlightenment. After you gain the enlightenment, you will free from this happy state and so on. You doubt about that. Maybe may not. That's why people didn't, wants to practice, still gain just a morality, to gain concentration and wisdom, mostly to enjoy their life, as you know, with the sensual pleasure. Right? Instead of sitting meditation, go outside, go to the concert, stay at home, watch the movie, and so on. Because they doubt about the training. So it's doubt here means doubt about what it should not be doubt about, less the virtue, the Buddha, the Dhamma, Sangha, and the training. So who doubt about it? At that moment, the consciousness, this unwholesome consciousness rooted in delusion, number one, with pleasure, or with displeasure. No, with indifference, right? It's not pleasure and pleasure. With indifference, with doubt about some no pleasure, no displeasure. It's between. Whenever this object you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you touch, you think about, it's the neither pleasure, no displeasure. Is because indifference. Just neutral feeling, right? Neutral feeling at that moment. So with doubt, it's number one, you doubt about. So number two, with indifference, with restlessness. Your mind still wanders. It's wandering. Mostly, think about that. Even you eat, you be mindful, what happens in your mind? Your mind just wanders, right? So at that moment, even someone call your name, you will not hear that. With indifference, with restlessness. See that? So, mostly, this is the restlessness. Especially when you practice meditation, what happens? Even though you try the best, you can to focus your mind on one object, your mind still wanders. This restlessness. So at that moment, wholesome, unwholesome consciousness, rooted in delusion. What number? Number two, right? with indifference, with restlessness. So among this 12 type of unwholesome consciousness, the last one cannot give the result to be reborn is the state of mystery. This means even your mind still wanders all the time, will not give the result. Might you become as the hell being, as hungry ghost or demon anymore. If it has powerful good result like that, anyone, becomes the hell being anymore, hungry ghost anymore. So the last one, very big, even since unwholesome consciousness, the power of the degree is very big. So this type of consciousness, only Arhat, who gained the first state of enlightenment, highest state, be able to eradicate this restlessness. So myself, I try to sit meditation. I cannot control my mind. My mind is to go here and there. So many wandering mind. So and that's how I give up. So I just try to explain to them. So only Arhat, no restlessness, no wandering mind. For someone else, more and less, you have to. So regarding about unwholesome consciousness, I will always use to remember that. So when we study another chapter, so you can point it out, just what type of unwholesome consciousness, what number, so you know that exactly. So now already know unwholesome consciousness rooted in greed, rooted in hatred, 2, rooted in delusion, 2. It's not more than, not less than 12. When we say unwholesome consciousness, only it is 12. So in our daily lives, mostly lobha, dosa, moha, right? So we need to change to alobha, adosa, amoha. Wholesome consciousness rooted in alobha, non-greed. Rooted in adosa, loving kindness. Rooted in moha, non-delusion, or wisdom. We'll study later. So today, so I just would like all of you to remember this unwholesome consciousness. So what we study so far today is in our daily lives, whatever you see, you hear, you smell, you taste, you touch, you think about, just think about yourself, examine about yourself. And is this wholesome or unwholesome? When you know that, change it right away. Don't allow this unwholesome consciousness arise on and on. If unwholesome consciousness arises, so we give the better self to us. So by loving ourselves, don't allow unwholesome consciousness arise on and on. So use the method was the Buddha gave us, as I already explained so far. So think about this, we are patient. We are patient. So whenever you drink, you eat something, so think about. So instead of you attached to something, so without attachment, so use your wisdom, use your knowledge. So we study the Buddha's teaching, especially we study Abhidhamma. So we should know you should get some benefit from study. Otherwise, you just study, you know everything, you not put into practice, you get nothing. So it's not supposed to be like that. So as we know, as we study, as we know, try to apply in our daily lives, and then you get the benefit. So may all of you be able to study, understand the Buddha's teaching, and put into practice, and gain just let the wholesome consciousness rise against the merit, and be happy in your life. So let's stop here for today. Thank you for your attention. Okay, any question? Yes, welcome.
So some of them are just on the Pali terms. So is which pleasure, is that somanasa? What's the?
Yes, somanasa. In Pali term, pleasure is somanasa.
And with displeasure is domanasa?
Yes, displeasure, domanasa.
I can't remember indifference. Is it okay?
Yeah. Somanasa.
No, indifference.
Ubekha. Ubekha, indifference.
How about with wrong view? What's the?
Wrong view is mean ditthikata sampayutta. Ditthikata sampayutta. In Pali term. Without wrong view, ditthikata vipayutta. Vipayutta. Unprompted is mean asankharika. Prompted means sasankharika. So if we study in Pali term, number one, somanasa sakatang ditthikata sampayuttang asankharika. Number two, just change. Instead of asankharika, sasankharika.
With the ill will, is dosa also things like regret and depression and worry?
Yes.
With all of them?
Yes. Regret, depression, worry. Angry.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
So one more question. With the upeka, is that like a body sensation, like a Vedana body sensation, or is that like an emotional?
No, ubeka is not pleasure, it's not displeasure.
So somanasa and domanasa, is that like a Vedana, or is that?
Yes, Vedana. Yes, Vedana sensation.
Okay.
Yeah. In different ubeka also is the Vedana.
And is that more only body sensation, or is that also like mental feeling?
No, it's the mental
feeling.
feeling.
Okay. So do they use the term Vedana for mental feeling as well as body sensation?
Yes, body sensation we study later.
But I mean, when you do Vipassana, that's
yes,
Vedana.
Both. Yes, the sensation regard about the body, regard about the mind.
Okay.
So body the sensation, we are only two. So pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Any question?
let's say you, if we catch a fly and put in a box or something, with knowing that we are going to save that fly,
Yeah.
but we trap the fly. At that moment, do we get bad karma? And
No.
if we release, we get good karma?
No. This is from our loving kindness, non-hatred, loving kindness. We want to save its life, to release it. It's not bad karma. It's good. This is karma, wholesome consciousness. If you kill it, it's under your hand, right? But you want to release it. It's from your heart. It's the wholesome consciousness.
I have one more question. You mentioned the 5 aggregates.
Yes.
Could you just name those really quick? Because I'm missing them.
Okay. Rupa Khanda, Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, Vedana Khanda. Briefly, Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana. Rupa is the main couple of realities, right? Vedana is the feeling. Sanya is the perceptions. Sankhara, mental formations. Vijnana, consciousness.
Which one is volition?
Volition is the mental formation included. Include into mental formation. We have the 52 mental factors. Vedana is one aggregate, Sanya is one aggregate. The remaining 50 is mental formation, Sankhara. So the volition Vedana, Chetana, consists into this 50.
So the first two are what ones?
Vedana, Sanya.
Vedana and Sanya.
Yes. The remaining 50 mental factors because Sankhara.
That includes Rupa or no? Does it include Rupa?
No, Rupa is number one. Rupa Khanda, the first one. This Vedana, Sanya, and Sankhara, all is the Nama, is the mentality.
Rupa and Sanya are
Rupa is one aggregate, Vedana is one, Sanya is one, Sankhara is one. Sankhara is mean they have 50 type of mental state because Sankhara. All the consciousness citta because Vijnana. Vijnana.
So once they all appear at once and disappear at once, all of them, or is it going in order? With the one appears, then the other one.
What do you mean?
You mean the aggregates, all the aggregates?
Oh, yes, arise together, disappear together.
so Vijnana is Chitta.
No, only Chitta. Only Chitta.
Sankhara is Chitta. Sankhara is the Chitta.
Yes, 50 Chitta. That's why we need to understand all this consciousness, Chitta, all mental state Chitta, all the Rupa 28. After you understand the word, we go so far. It's very easy to understand. You will know right away what citta, what consciousness, what cetasika, or what rupa, and so on. Just our body. In Sutanta Pitaka, because the conventional teaching, the Buddha just explained about just a human being, the celestial beings, the animal, and so on. See that I use the term conventional teaching. It's a common term, man or woman. For a Bidama, they use the abstract term. See, nama, rupa, five aggregate. No person, no man, no woman. See that? It's the difference. Just our bodies, just matter, rupa, and mind. Mind means consciousness and cetasika mental state. Only this. See that? Mind and rupa. So please remember, the reality only four: citta, cetasika, rupa, nibbana. Consciousness, mental state, and matter, and nibbana. So when you practice meditation, you see reality. You're not supposed to see as man or woman and a person. See, no form, no shape. The abstract teaching. It's not conventional teaching. The term used is different. So when you study Abhidhamma, you will know the meaning of in the sutra in detail. So this is the benefit of studying Abhidhamma. You will understand the Buddha's teachings in detail. Like the Sutta Pitaka, the discourses. The Buddha explained about khandha too, 5 aggregates of attachment. But for sankhara, you see, for the rupa, the only terms, only rupa. Really have 28 types of rupa. Citta, 89. So the Buddha just in discourse just vijnana. Here we study vijnana means with a wholesome consciousness, unwholesome consciousness, resultant consciousness, functional consciousness. So we study later. 89. For the cetasika, 52. So this is why we need to study. Abhidhamma is useful for meditators. When you practice that, you see the realities. You see their nature. You see non-self nature. Very hard to understand that non-self nature, no self. So when you practice meditation, you study Abhidhamma, practice meditation, you see that all such reality. No entity, no shape, no form. It's no self. You will accept. Otherwise, very hard to understand, no self. So especially we are meditator, we need to understand Abhidhamma realities. Any questions so far? Kasuko?
Something for
Yeah.
Rupavachara and Arupavachara words, do they have the same 5 aggregates also, those who going to go on there?
Yes, for Rupavachara, they have 5 aggregate. We'll study later cosmology of Buddhism. I will give you about that. Rupa Vajra, they have 16. For the 15 plane, they have 5 aggregates. And the only one aggregate. One aggregate. And for Arupa Vajra, they have 4 aggregates. No matter, no Rupa. So don't worry about that, we'll study later. That's what allow them to learn, to study. Only one day, one night is not finished, not enough. So, study little by little. For the sensuous sphere, 11, 5 aggregate. For the Rupa, 15 Rupa plane, 5 aggregate. 1 Rupa Vajra plane, only 1 aggregate. Please remember. For Arupa, its name is named Arupa. Rupa is mean matter, now. In material sphere, only 4 aggregate. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, no Rupa.
So you mean Arupa Vajra 4?
Yes.
Rupa Vajra
16. 16. Yes, 16. 1 only Rupa, only matter, only Rupa. The remaining is 15. Rupa Vajra, have 5 aggregates. So we have 31 plane of existence. Any question? Pabani, any question?
One more question. So fear is ill will. Fear, being afraid.
Oh yes, dosa. Yes. Fear, but someday when you crying is the dosa too.
So sadness is dosa too?
Yes, sadness, dosa, yeah.
So because crying due to attachment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, based on attachment, it's not follow your desire. And if you're sad about that, so the moment you cry, it's not attachment, it's the dosa.
Oh, okay.
It's the moment you cry, it's dosa. There's no more question?
So it's all wrong view delusion then? When up here it says with wrong view,
Yes.
is that the same as delusion?
Oh, no, wrong view is mean ditthi. Delusion is moha. Different cetasika, different mental factors. Ditthi is one cetasika. Delusion, moha, and one cetasika. Different. But this the delusion associates with every unwholesome consciousness. Delusion. So you attach to something because of what? Delusion. You get angry because of delusion. You doubt about something because of delusion. See that? So ditthi around you just associate with the lobha citta only.
That's why it's like right at the first of the 12 links, right?
Yes.
Ignorance, delusion, ignorance.
Yes, delusion, ignorance. So please remember, in Pali term, delusion called moha. Wrong use means ditthi. Different one. So the ditthi can associate with only four consciousness. See, only four consciousness. For the delusion, moha can associate with a whole unwholesome consciousness, 12. So for the ditthi wrong you practice meditation. If you gain the first stage of enlightenment, become stream enter, you can get rid of wrong you. No more wrong you. For a moha delusion, only arhat, highest state. When you gain first state of enlightenment, you'll be able to get it up. See the difference, right? Who practice meditation, gain the first state of enlightenment, becomes stream enter, you can get it out. Wrong you. How many one wrong you here? 4, right? 4 wrong you, no more. And doubt. With indifference, with doubt, no more this consciousness. See that? 5 consciousness, you can get it up. Out of some consciousness. No more wrong you, no more doubt. So at least, to reach to this state, we need to practice vipassana meditation.
I have a question.
Yes.
So here the wrong view means sakkaya ditthi.
But yes, it's ditthi. Yeah, ditthi around you, we have 62 type of around you. The second is moha. Second ditthi is the self-illusion. This wrong.
So one thing, the Michaditi, Sakkayaditi and Michaditi, two different, isn't it?
No, it's the ditthi is the wrong you about life, about rupa, about nama, about 5 aggregate and so on. We have different kinds.
We have the Michaditi and Samaditi.
Yes. It's the main is the ditthi. The really is the ditthi. Wrong you. For example, just the second ditthi began about our 5 aggregates. You see the I is the one see it. No I here, right? I hear that. I do that. I feel that, and so on. Really, it's the 5 aggregates function their duties. So we think that so this I see that, I know that, and so on. Even some nibbana exists somewhere. For example, in heaven, strongly too. It's not again about 5 aggregates, right? For some other ideas, it's wrong you, just for wrong you. We have 62 type of wrong you. And who practice meditation gains the first enlightenment?
Take your call. Please
No
leave a
wrong
message
at all.
after the tone.
No wrong you at all.
Stream enter.
Yeah. no doubt about the Buddha, about the Buddha's teaching, about the Buddha holy disciple, no doubt about training for the Sila, Samadhi, and Panya.
The same entry is only the first for wrong view only, or eight of them.
Now, stream entries mean who becomes Sotapanna, who gained the first state of enlightenment, is be able to get it up, this wrong view, this associate with the law about only four. It's a four, number 1, number 2, and number 6 and 7. I'm sorry, number 5 and 6. See that? 1 and 2. See that? With pleasure, with wrong you. Number 1 and number 2. And 5 and 6 with indifference, with wrong you. 4 wrong views. And with doubt. So 5 kind of consciousness. You can get it. So for them, only how many? I know some consciousness. 7 left. 7 left. 5 already eradicated, right? So that's why they, can reduce this bad karma a lot. For ordinary person, 12 complete. Okay, it's no more question. Let's stop here and good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.